Hi, you must be a treasurer of your student organization. Well, I have some information for you. Let me put this money aside and we can talk other business. So, your role as a treasurer is actually one that's very, very important. You work with not only your student organization, but your advisor and the Office of Student Life very closely. You are responsible for communicating between these three parties at all times. Just a reminder, there is a quiz following this training, so make sure that you pay very close attention and that you do all of the activities. So, let me tell you a little bit about the money that student orgs have available to them. The money comes from all students on campus, and so you may see on your tuition bill that there are some funds for segregated fees. Well, some of those fees are filtered into a greater pool for the student organizations, and this pool is managed by Student Senate. So Student Senate has delegated a committee, which is called AFAB, the Allocable Fee Appropriations Board. And this board decides which student organizations get which money. And so the student organizations must request money from this board in order to receive any funds. So let's talk a little bit about the importance of spending down your money once you do receive it. It's very important to spend this money because all students every year pay into this pool, and so all students should reap the benefit of that money that they're paying. So it's important to spend your money down because if it's not spent down, it will be taken back at the end of the year. All right, all of that money is also managed by the F50 policy paper within the UW system. This is a mouthful, but that paper or that policy ends up governing how all of the money is given out. So all of the rules around your money are actually governed by a greater body. So let's talk a little bit more about requesting your money. Who is eligible? Most student organizations are eligible as long as they have open membership to all students on campus. Since all students are paying into this pool, it's important that all students have access to the money. When your organization is ready to request money, it's important to remember that there are two different types of funding requests that you can make. One is annual funds, and the other is single event funds. So the annual funds are requested once a year on an annual basis. However, you must request those funds prior to December of the previous year. So it's actually quite a process to request that money for the next year. All of those dates will be listed on the important dates list that you receive at the beginning of each semester. The single event funding, however, can be requested at any time. And so as long as it's 30 days prior to your event date, you can request money for that event. So all you have to do is hop onto OrgSync, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that later. Now, where can you see your balance? Your balance can be seen on OrgSync at all times. So really any money, transactions, requests, anything are all through the OrgSync budget tool. So we will be going through step by step all of the budget tools and procedures on OrgSync very shortly. So even though AFAB through Student Senate does have a pool of money to allocate, they don't have it as much as student organizations need. So student organizations actually tend to request about 5 times more money than AFAB actually has to allocate. So it's really important to think of other options for gaining that money. One of the ways that you can do it is through fundraising. One of the most popular types of fundraisers are food stand requests. And remember, you must go through an entire process to do a food stand on campus. And so the whole training is outlined on this website. Also, you may choose to host a raffle. The entire training for raffles is also on this website. You must meet with the Office of Student Life as well as go through an entire quiz process in order to host that raffle. Once you do any type of fundraiser, even off campus, you can choose to deposit those funds on campus in your on-campus account. You'll work with the budget coordinator and the Office of Student Life in order to do so. Otherwise, I do know that a lot of student organizations have off-campus accounts through a bank, and they're basically checking accounts that the organization manages themselves. They have nothing really to do with the university. However, if you choose to go this route, make sure that your advisor is listed as one of the main contacts on your bank account. Once you do receive funding from AFAB, then you can choose to spend those funds, but only in the way in which they were allocated. So you must spend those funds according to which line items you were given the money. The budget coordinator in the Office of Student Life can help you figure out exactly how to do this. However, initially you will be submitting a spending request on OrgSync, and there will be step-by-step procedures in the following videos that will show you exactly how to do that. Take some time right now to locate where your budget is on OrgSync. Now, some of you did or did not receive a budget, so this is your time to figure that out. Also, talk to your advisor if you have any additional questions. But right now, locate where that budget is and figure out exactly how your organization is planning to spend it. It's important to go through this budget with your organization so they're prepared and they know exactly where your funds are at as well.